Hi, I'm Lindsey Bennett with PAFootballNews.com. We're here today with South Williamsport head coach Chris Eisworth. We're going to ask him a few questions on the preseason and going into the 2024 football season. Chris, let's start out with, hi, thanks for giving us time at PAFootballNews.com. We're very lucky to have the relationship we have with all you coaches. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, this is a tremendous opportunity because, we put in all this time, we mentor, we coach, we organize and teach, and, this kind of shows another side of us, and it's really, really gratifying. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. How many kids did you lose to graduation this past year?
I tell you, we lost some really good kids, some kids that, had come up through the program and worked hard and improved, and it showed last year with, great results. And, I think all together, maybe 10 or 11 guys, have graduated. Some went to college, some went out into the work world. Some went into the armed forces, but I think they're all, leaving our program, understanding hard work, understanding setting goals, understanding teamwork, building a brotherhood, and I think they're going to all become really good citizens.
That's amazing, and that's the job as a football coach, is to make better men out of the people you get to put your hard work into,
Yeah, it's really cool.
Going into the 2024 season here, you guys have set the bar very, very high from last year. You were in the Final Four with single A playoffs. I mean, that's a pretty big deal for being a school up where we're from.
Yeah. I mean, and we've done that twice now, and there's like a standard set. It's not always easy to, continually day in and day out chase that standard, but it's a target and it's a goal, and we're kind of starting again with a really nice group of freshmen that are coming in. We have a great group of 10th graders, 11th graders, and then our senior class is, there's not a lot of them, but they're talented kids that played pretty big roles last year on that Final Four team. So, so we're excited, and, practices and delivery is still pretty much the same. We're working very hard trying to, stick to the recipe and stick to the script.
Yep.
And, we're optimistic that we can, have a successful outing this year.
And I've interviewed several NTL coaches now, and like with Tyler Seacrest of Canton, Jimmy Smith of Troy, they built cultures, and you've done the same thing, because you guys have been there for quite a while, and now you've built a culture. So when these younger kids come in, they fit into the culture, and then you work them through, and like you said, you make better young men out of them when you release them out into the world.
Yeah, it was cool because a guy that graduated last year was All-State, Ryan Casella, my fullback linebacker. He's off to the Armed Forces, and I had sent him a card, and he had sent me back a handwritten letter, and I just got it the other day, and my wife and I, read it. It brought tears to our eyes because, we have, you don't know if everything you do is going to reach these youngsters, but in Ryan's case, he's very, very happy and excited about the next step for him, and he thanked us for everything that we helped him with along the way. So that's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure. How does it make, on that point, we'll elaborate a little bit. You've been doing this for how many years now?
27, I believe.
27 years. And how does it feel now when a kid from like 20, 25 years ago comes back and goes, hey coach, you remember this? And you don't remember it, obviously, but as long as he does, that's all that really matters. Because you've made an impact.
It's really special because, I can remember, back years ago, taking, players of mine out, Christmas shopping, and taking kids on trips and recruiting trips, and, seeing them at other gatherings in the community, and going and supporting them in other sports that they play. You kind of build a family.
Mm-hmm.
And, my wife, as you know, Renee's really involved
Mm-hmm.
with, helping me in that capacity.
Yep.
And, that helps me to kind of, I've been in this for so long. Without her support, I mean, I could have never done it. And that's
Yep.
one thing I see a lot of young guys today, having the time to put into this, to run the weight programs,
Mm-hmm.
to get the field work, to do the things you have to do preseason today, to just try to have a chance to win.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously there's no guarantees with that, but yeah, I think overall it's been a pretty cool ride, and I've made a lot of great friends.
Yep.
I've coached players and I've coached their sons, so that makes it pretty
That's
cool.
quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So
What's that like? I had, when I was talking to Tyler yesterday, I said, "What's the ideal number to have?" And he said, "If I have 35, I'm in pretty good shape."
yeah, everyone's
What would be your magic number?
Yeah, I mean, when we've had, really, really competitive teams, I mean, we've probably had around 40 kids. And that makes it nice because I can remember different years sending 13 kids on the bus to play a JV game. Now, that's you think that's crazy, but
That's the reality of
reality,
small school
yeah.
football.
yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
you want those guys to play and get their experience, and they've worked, they've practiced all week. A lot of them run scout,
Mm-hmm.
for the varsity guys. So it's very hard. And sometimes, you may have 2-3 injuries where, kids aren't gonna be able to play the following week, and you gotta move some of those JVs up. And if you're dealing with numbers like that, where you have 13, 14 JV kids, the game's gonna have to be canceled, because you're not gonna have 11 to send on the bus.
Yep.
So it's really hard, and it can provide some sleepless nights,
Mm-hmm, for
to
sure.
say the least.
Yeah. A question I've been meaning to ask you ever since we started this was, you're in South Williamsport. You're surrounded by Williamsport, Montoursville, Loyal Sox in there close, Jersey Shore. All these schools are close to you. Do you pull anybody from Williamsport? And because Williamsport's a huge school, so do you get people that don't want to go to Williamsport High School and come to South Williamsport?
South Williamsport is, a borough, of about 4,000 people. Not a real big place. There's really nowhere to build anymore. Like my parents 30 years ago, bought a lot, built a house. My dad worked at Bethlehem Steel. My mom was a housewife, and it was a growing district. I mean, we're graduating 75, 80 kids now. So I think the demographic has changed in that regard. I mean, what's nice is the district has been very, very supportive. I mean, we just, got brand new lights, brand new sound system, brand new, grass field, just like Heinz Field.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they ripped it out, put in all the drainage, all the watering systems, holding tanks, and laid sod down. It was a really cool process to watch.
But did they give you any more room on the visiting sideline? Because when I used to coach, the visiting sideline, the fans were literally sitting on the sideline with you.
And that's kind of the cool thing about the stadium, because we're down in, the nickname, it's like the old nickname's the Pit.
Yeah.
And, next year they're gonna, add some seating and change a few things. But, we got a new scoreboard. So, I mean, that makes it really, really, where you can
The environment's gonna be amazing, yeah.
You can sell that to the kids. I mean, the grass is just so lush and thick. And, we were probably gonna be bumped back where we weren't gonna be able to play. And I think now we're gonna, because of the
Well, that's
water
great.
and the rain and the growing, it really took off. So the root system is in pretty good, so we're excited.
Yeah.
Athens comes down week 1, and, you know, we're excited to see, you know.
That's great information about your stadium, because I had no idea you were getting new turf and a new scoreboard and stuff.
Yeah.
And now everybody gets to know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't just show up expecting the same old stadium, and they're like, wow, what happened here, you know?
Yeah, so that's exciting, and, you know, we have, as I said, we have, you know, guys that were very successful last year, you know, that are still on the team, and we have, you know, the junior high's been very successful the last 2 years. They've won like most of their games. I think they've lost 1 game the last 2 years. So I mean, those kids are coming into the program. They've been winning. It's exciting, but you know, there's going to be growing pains, and there's going to be, you know, a time frame where, you know, the guys are going to have to hit that learning curve, and but you know, it's exciting to think about, you know, what we can do this year and in the future. So
Now, going forward, like I told Jimmy and Tyler, they got a target on them. You guys got it, and you've been there before. You've had a target put on your back. You guys are the team to beat now, because you made the Final Four of the state last year. I mean, when South Williamsport rolls into town, it's kind of a big deal for these teams.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna get everybody's best game, and you know, I tell the guys that. I mean, we play, you know, Athens, who's a big 3-4A school. You know, we bounce back and forth from A to double. I think, you know, we're in double again this year. I think we were, you know, a couple kids into double. So, you know, we play Milton, you know, there's another 3A, 4A school that's, you know, been very successful. You know, Canton, very successful. Troy's on the schedule now. We used to scrimmage them. You know, I mean, Jimmy's built a tremendous state power. I mean, they're going down to play in Delaware. So, you know, all these things are happening, and so, you know, you really don't have any time to flinch. You gotta just keep grinding. You know, I was driving up today because we start school, and, you know, you just have to just, you know, any advice to young guys, you just gotta keep going, keep grinding, keep working. There's a lot of sleepless nights. I mean, I'm up at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, you know, studying film, watching stuff, breaking things down, writing down stuff, taking notes. And, you know, if you can do that and you can stay persistent, you have a chance to really, you know, turn the worm and give your kids an opportunity to be successful.